What's going on, everybody? It's your girl Thickness with the Quickness, and you are watching me on my YouTube channel, baby. But before we get started, I would like for you to like me, share me, like and share me with anybody you like and you love. Anybody you like and you love. Okay, and don't forget to hit that notification bell because anytime your girl Thickness with the Quickness upload any kind of video, baby, you will be first to get notified, y'all. Okay. Boom! And just like that, we back, y'all. We back, y'all. We back, y'all. We back in the back, and that's a fact, y'all. Okay. Okay. We back, y'all. We back, y'all. And that's a fact. Okay. So let me say this to all the sensitive people, y'all get on up out of here, okay? Because I ain't gonna deal with none of your shenanigans, okay? Because this is my mouth. I say what I want to say and when I want to say it and how I want to say it, okay, y'all? Because this story I'm about to tell y'all, it probably gonna be a lot of cussing in here, but I'm gonna try to I'm gonna try to hold my tongue just a little bit because I'm working on me. And ain't nothing wrong with working on yourself, okay? And that's what I'm gonna try to do. But hey, don't hold it to me. Don't hold it to my mind and don't even hold it to my heart. Because goddamn it, like I said, anything can come up out of this mouth, y'all. So let's get on into this story time, y'all. Okay, now this story time is about my oldest daughter, Kiki. Okay, she is a YouTuber as well, and she go by the name Kiki Baby. Okay, that is her mukbang channel, and also she prepare wigs, and so go on over there and support my baby because baby, she's worth it. She may not be perfect, but baby, she is so worth it. Okay, so baby, this story is about my oldest daughter. Okay, Kiki ended up running back into her old, little, I call him little old little sweetheart, little young sweetheart, I guess, She ended up running back into him again and everything. So when I looked up, they was hooked up. They had started dating and everything. So mind you, Kiki had her own apartment. He was still staying at home with his mama now. His mama and his daddy. So anyway, they went on dating. It was about a year into their relationship, so they were still staying in her apartment. So they decided to, I had, long as they was dating each other, I had met him plenty of times. I have never met his mom. I have never met his mom, but Kiki have met his mom and his dad, but I have never met them before. Okay, so they decided to move in together, sign a lease together. You know, and me as a mom, you're grown. Only time you want me is when you need me. You make your own decisions. You know what I mean? Because that's the way I raise my children. You know what I'm saying? And one thing about me, I talks to my kids. I'm not no mother just say, here, take this and go and figure it out yourself. I never was that type of person and never will be. But let me say this real quick. It was a person that I was talking to, and she got real offended with me because she said that I kind of hovered my kids. And that was not, it's not, I told her, no, it's not about hovering. It is called love. It ain't got nothing to do with hovering. I said, it's called love. I say, I don't want nobody to raise my children but me. I don't want nobody else's input on their life but me. Okay? Which she was a person that hand her kids off to everybody. Everybody had them. Whoever get them is fine. And she told me, well, I don't hover my kids. I just tell them what they do. I show them that one time. They don't get it. That's on them. They'll figure it out later. And I said, that's you. That I don't have nothing to do with how you raise your kids, but the way I raise mine ain't got nothing to do with you. And she kind of got a little offended with me because she wanted me to just kind of like throw my kids out to the wolves without explaining to them before they get there. No, I would not do math like that. But anyway, let's keep it moving. So anyway, they end up moving in together and everything, and doing their thing. I done been to the house a few times, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, oh, y'all got a nice little crib. Okay, like it. Just be good to one another. That's all I always tell them. Be good to one another. If you don't want each other, don't stick around and make nobody miserable. Keep it moving, okay? And when I always come around them, I always tell them, even before they even moved in together and before they move into this new apartment, you know, when they move into their new apartment, that's when I start saying, y'all be good to each other. I never try to come over to their house when they don't invite me. It's rare that I would just pop up at their house. I didn't do that. I didn't do that. I even had a key to their house, you know what I'm saying, because they stayed gone so long. You know, they're never at home. He was always gone. My daughter, she was always gone. So my daughter did overnight, so she wasn't there. So I'll come there to check on their crib and then, you know, leave. So, you know, that's how I end up getting a key from them, because I had to go check on their crib every night, you know, often, because they was never there. There was people that was working but never was at home. You know, they worked to just keep a roof over their head, because they never was at home to enjoy their crib because they worked so hard. You know what I'm saying? But you know, that's what you're supposed to do when you want your own. So anyway, they, you know, they did, you know, they you know, they worked all the time and everything. So, you know, like I said, I'm there in and out, you know. So anyway, I had never ever met his mom at all. I never met his mom and his dad. I just, you know, knew of them because, you know, he told me that his mom and dad was married for a long time and they still together, this, that, and other, you know. And let me say this, y'all. The only reason why I'm bringing up this story because I ran into his mom just recently, okay? And this is why I'm bringing it up, you know, this story, okay? Because I ran into his mother. Okay, so my baby was like, Mama, I want you to come meet his mama, and I want you to meet his dad, and I'm gonna cook a big dinner and everything. And she said, I just want you to bring this, and I had her to bring that, you know. I said, okay, cool. So y'all, I'm kind of excited because I see this gentle young man, you know, very well mannered and everything. So I just look at it, if your child well mannered, you got decent parents. That's just the way I look at things, okay? Some may look at it differently, but that's just the way I look at things. Because in order for that to be a decent kid, you got to be a decent parent to raise that child, okay? The day of, it comes, and my daughter was like, I get ready, I get the kids, because like I said, my baby, he was still a little baby and everything. So, you know, so I get my kids all packed up in the car, get in the car, start the damn car, it wouldn't start. I say, hey, what is going on with my little vehicle? My little vehicle is not starting. You know what I mean? So I was like, man, so I sat there trying to start it again. I said, whoa. I said, this probably be a sign that I don't need to meet these people. You know what I mean? That's all I kept saying. I said, it might be a sign that I don't need to meet these people. Okay. So I think I'm just going to stay at home. So I get out the car, call my daughter. I said, this car not starting. And I said, I probably just have to cancel them. Maybe I can catch them on another day. My daughter said, oh, no, honey. Oh, no, honey. I'm on my way to get you. I was like, girl, you ain't got to come get me. I'm good. You know? She was like, no, Mom, I'm coming to get you. Okay. I was like, all right, I'll be ready when you get here. So sure enough, my daughter pulled up. She pulled up in their car. I get in the car. We go to my daughter's house. Like, it's like a good little 10 to 15 minute drive and everything. So I say, I say, damn, they there already? She was like, yeah. She said, they always on time. They not late at all. Anything going on, they be there on time. I said, I say, man, I'll be late because I got to get myself together, look cute, take my shower, comb my hair. My daughter, she come up with the baby because, you know, I can't carry his big ass up them stairs. You know, they had some long staircases and they stayed on the second floor. So my daughter grabbed my son and my little daughter, my youngest daughter at the time, she grabbed them and they took them all upstairs. So that made me be the last to come in. And I come in, like I said, hi, I'm KK's mom. How you guys doing? She like, and we are Jay's parents. We are Jay's parents. And I was like, okay, nice to meet you. And I said, all right. I mean, nasty. Then he came around. Yeah, we're Jay's parent. And I say, Okay. I am my child's mother, and I am a single mother, and that's all right with me. But baby, I will turn into a Tasmanian devil on your ass when it come down to me and mine. Don't play with me, okay? I don't give a damn if y'all two of y'all's a family and you two husband and wife and y'all married. And that being said, so who gives a fuck? All right? Because I am a person, I was raised, when you step into the room, you speak. You speak when you enter the house. You don't walk into nobody's house and don't speak. I was raised like that, okay? But the real me, I ain't no quick person to speak to nobody. I'm not. But when I walk and enter in a room with people that is there already, I am going to speak. Now, would I speak again? Probably won't. Because that's just the West Side in me. Okay? Your first impression with me is your best impression. You know, I am true to that. I'm not new to that. I'm true to that. I am that person. Okay? And I mean that. So anyway, I get in the house. She ain't saying nothing. Now, I'm going to tell y'all something. Don't get mad at me because I'm finna describe what she looked like. First of all, she looked like a sweat box. Face just sweaty. Just sweat just pouring down. Stay sweaty. Sweat face. I call her muffin face sweaty. I had so many names for her, y'all. That's just one I can think of. But her face was sweaty. She had an old, like 1987 wig on, you know, the short hair. And we had remember we used to wear the shag in the back and we flipped it. She had that and it had some color in it, okay? She had that wig on. She had on some old boy looking pants, like those blotch pants that we used to wear with the back in days when what's them little boys, crisscross, you make me jump. She had on crisscross, you make you jump pants on, and she had on a woman shirt on. Okay, she had men pants on, but a woman shirt on. Ain't nothing wrong with that because I wear men pants as well. Okay, and looked just like a straight thug. She didn't look feminine at all. She just looked like a straight thug. Okay, when I comes to anybody's house, I'm not going to be walking around, you know, doing shit. This is my daughter's house. She's the host. Let her do what she got to do. Unless she asks me. So I come in and shit. She looked at me again and she went out and started smoking. She's a smoker. Okay. With smoker and a coffee drinker. So you know her whole grill is just yellow. Okay. So the husband sitting on the couch. My young kids, they in the room playing. I'm sitting on one couch, her husband sitting on the other couch, and she's on the back of me smoking a cigarette. She did that all day, running back and forth, smoking squares. So anyway, I was quiet. I didn't say anything. So Kiki, she was talking to me, saying little twos or fruits to me and things like that. And I was like talking to her. And I noticed the dad, while she was on the porch, the dad said, "Hey, Kiki told me that you're from the West Side." I said, "Yes, I am." You know, he was like, "Yeah." Also, she told me, he said, "Yeah, she told me you was a Cancer." I said, "Yes, I am." He was like, "Yeah, okay." He said, "You know what?" He said, "Before I married my wife, I was dating a Cancer. Oh, man, them some sweet people." So as he said this shit, she walking in. So mind you, she done treated me shitty. So now, motherfucker, I don't even want your husband, but I'm going to talk to him and don't say shit to you. And that's what I did. I didn't talk to her none, you know, until the last minute. Talk to her none. I spoke more with her daddy, her husband than her. So he talking to me. He was like, "Yeah, so you know, yeah, and then yeah, before I met her, remember baby, before me and you got together, I was going with old girl, and she was a Cancer. Yeah, you was going with her, and she was, you know, yeah, she was the love of your life. Yeah, KQ mom is a Cancer. Oh, really?" I said, "Yeah, really." You know, just like that. And so, yeah, so me and the dad, we have a small talk. So you could tell that it was irritating her. Because every time she would try to chime in on the conversation, y'all, I stopped talking. I didn't say anything else like that. And so I'm sitting on the couch being the doll that I am, because I'm clean and a board of health, baby. So the doll sitting on the couch and shit, and she just kept looking over at me, cutting her eye, and I just kept talking with her husband. Okay. Okay, I just did that to be spiteful, y'all. He was none my teeth. Nothing at all. Wouldn't touch him with a 10-foot pole. Okay? But I was doing it to annoy her ass, because you don't talk to me and try to give me no dirty look and be nasty with me when I come in as a ray of sunshine. Okay? So I'm going to teach your ass something about me. Okay? Your husband may told you that these cancers are sweet and everything else, but he didn't tell you that we could be some vicious motherfuckers if you fuck with us, okay? And that's what I was giving her, that side of me. So she just sitting there and she just talking and, you know, saying what she's saying. And then her husband was like, he was like, yeah, KK said that yeah, you was from the west side and you this now. What school you went to? So I told him what high school I went to. Oh, I know exactly where that's at. I know exactly where that at. And this, that, another, this, that, another, just talking. And then she gonna say, oh, you went to that school? I had a whole bunch of cousins go to that school. And I was like, I did. You know, everything she said to me, I was nasty with her. So anyway, you know, as the night going on, you know, she just running in and out, going in the kitchen. You could just tell that she wasn't used to shit. You know what I'm saying? I guess she was like, well, this my son crib and your daughter crib. I'm going to get up and walk around and go in the refrigerator and do what I want to do and all of that shit. All in their bedroom, walking in the room with them while they talking. She all in the room with them, going in the room with them, talking to him and everything. It looked to me on the outside looking in on at that time, it looked like he didn't really like being bothered with them. You know what I'm saying? All the, you know, that dinner party that they threw, that was on Keiki. She wanted to do that because you could tell that he wasn't really into that. You know what I'm saying? He was a kid that wanted to see his parents and he don't want to see them. Y'all get the drift, okay? Because you know a lot of time when you kind of hard on your kids, they kind of have a rebellion against you when they grow up to be grown adults, you know, and that happens. So anyway, you know, we get ready. We get ready to eat. We ate and we eat, you know, and everything. So you know, we all just chilling and laid back. So mind you, I'm still not talking to her. I ain't got nothing to say to her. I'm still talking to your husband, and I really don't want to talk to him either because he said that shit. His shit, the way he talked to me, that was shitty too. You know what I'm saying? Mind you, bitch, you got other kids as well. You just only married this one, your youngest child father. Bitch, get the fuck on. Don't come to me. I'm a mama just like you, ho. Okay? I'm a mom just like you. Okay? You just here with your husband. It don't bother me. Who gives a fuck? Not me. Okay? So anyway, you could just tell that she wanted to just keep on stressing that. You know what I mean? Shit, it'll feel good if she had somebody that looked like something. You know, it wasn't nothing sitting there to me. You know what I mean? Shit, I don't give a damn. Okay? But what I do know, your son don't even want to be bothered with y'all asses. That's what I do know. So anyway, you know, everybody winding down and we chilling and just laid back chilling. So the mood got a little light. So she was like, we was talking about the clubs that used to be, you know, in our town that everybody went to and everything. And I was like, yeah. And no, the club was still popping. And I was like, yeah, I'm going out this weekend. Somehow I was talking to the dad. I'm like, yeah, I'm going out this weekend. You know, they're having a party this weekend. And I'm just, you know, ready to let my hair down. You know what I'm saying? Just give me some grown time, you know, something to do and enjoy myself, you know. So he was like, well, where you go at? And I said, well, I go down here, this, that, and other. He was like, yeah, I heard about that place. I was telling my wife, you know, one day we should check it out. I said, it's a nice atmosphere. I said, it's for a lot of grown-ups. You got to be grown to be there because it ain't no kiddie stuff. Only grown people. It's an old school stepper club. You know what I'm saying? I said, just nothing but no nice grown people. When I go, I enjoy myself. Me and my wife, we should go down there, huh, one day, baby. Huh, one day. Oh, I know it is her. Oh, I know exactly what you're talking about. I know exactly what you're talking about because one of my friends go there. And one of my friends go there and her sister go there. So she named off the people name, you know. She said, this lady named Linda, which I'm going to say rest in peace, Linda, because she's passed away already. And her daughter, they both passed away. I knew both of them personally because I used to take care of her grandkids for her. So she said, my friend named Linda. Well, she said, not my friend. She's a family member. We're cousins. We're family because by marriage. And I was like, okay. She said, my friend Linda go there. I say, Linda? I said, I know the Linda. Then she called off another lady name. I can't think of her name. I said, yeah, I know her too. She said, you know them? She said, I'm going to show you a picture of them. I'm going to show you a picture of them. And then, sure enough, she pulled up Linda, who I had been knowing for years. Me and Linda used to work at ORB together. We worked at ORB together for at least about 7 to 8 years together. We worked at ORB. And so I was like, yeah, I know Linda. I said, if you call her right now and tell her you talking to me, she going to tell you who I am. She said, you and Linda cool like that? I said, yes, Linda is my friend. I said, me and Linda, we used to kick it together when we used to work together. She said, you know her too? I said, yeah, that's her sister. I have met her several times too, and I know Linda's grandkids and her other daughter and this, that, and another. So yeah, so then she light up because now we got something in common. We know she want to start talking to me now. You know what I'm saying? But me, I'm a shitty motherfucker. I'm still treating her shitty. You know, after I said what I said, I kind of cut it off. Then she was like, I might do go with you because, you know, I might go over there one day because Linda have asked me several times to come out there and dance. And, you know, me and my husband, we love to step. I said, well, do that, you know. And it was over with. Everybody get ready to go home. So she was like, my daughter, it had got late. My daughter was like, Mama, you ready to go? I'm like, yeah. She's like, no, I could drop her off. I don't mind dropping your mama off. I'm going back that way anyway. That way y'all ain't got to go out here. This, not that. My daughter was like, Mom, you fine with that? I said, yeah, I'm cool. She could drop us off. I said, ain't no big thing. I'm good with that. So we get ready to leave. We in the car driving. She was like, yeah, Candy, I sure gonna come to a party on Saturday one day. When you gonna be there? You going there this weekend? You going there this weekend? I said, yeah, I got plans to be there next week. This weekend, definitely gonna be there. Oh, okay, you might just see me and my husband there. We might just show up. I know my husband, he say he coming, but he might not come. But you might see me there. And I said, okay, that. So anyway, they dropped me off. I go to the crib and everything. And so I call my daughter home. You know how you do when you get home. You call the dish, like we call it dish, baby. You call the dish a motherfucker. So I call the dish these motherfuckers. I say, what type of shit was that? You know what I mean? I say, with her oily face, sweat face ass. I say, yeah. I say, you seen the way she said that to me? She said, Mama, I heard her, but I ain't say nothing because I knew you was going to gather them up together. I knew you was going to get them. I said, oh, yeah, you know me. I don't play, you know. And she said, when she did that, I said, man, you just fucked up with my mama because all you shouldn't even did that because now you ain't going to never get no good conversation out of my mom no more. Like that. So I end up talking to her. We chopped it up and this and that and another. And we hung up. So after that had happened, y'all, you know, my daughter and them, they still together. They vibing about. So this is like maybe like 2 years in, you know, they're living together. So they decided to move. They had a nice house that they got, y'all. And they was living their best life in this house. Okay, living their best life in this house, right? So, same routine because they work. They give me the key. Now they live closer to me. They live right down the street from me. So, they give me the key to just keep checking on their crib like always, you know. So, I send the kids to school and then I go, you know, and check on their crib, you know, shit, make sure the crib was good, you know what I'm saying? And at that time they had a little cat too. So I was over there checking on the little cat because she was just a little baby. So I go check on the cat and shit because they was gone all the time. So I'm checking on the cat, you know, make sure the cat good, straighten up a little bit for them. And then y'all, I would leave and go home. I got to a place with my daughter. Every time I turn around, she's hanging out with his mother. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, okay. So I call her, what we doing today? You got your day off, what we doing today? Oh, Mom, I already made plans with his mama. So I'll catch up with you later. So me, I'm cool. Okay then, I'll talk to you later. So, you know, her next day come around. what you got going on now? And I want to come over with you because me, I like to decorate. I like to do arts and crafts and things. So she had asked me to put some little bouquets and some little things together to fix her downstairs. She had asked me to do her downstairs for her, and she wanted to do the upstairs. And I said, okay, cool. So, you know, I'm up for that. I love doing that type of shit. You know, fixing up places and shit, and doing, you making shit. So I was geeked for that shit. So I'm calling her like, okay, we're going to the store because I need this and that to finish the little project that you asked me to do. And she was like, I'm gonna give you the money and you go because I got somewhere to go with his mom. And I was like, okay, bring me the money. So I go to the store, get the little shit that I needed to do and all of that. So I stopped and think. I say, damn, every time I turn around, she always hanging out with his goddamn mama. You got a mama too now. Okay, because at first I didn't say nothing. I let it go on for a long time before I even had the thought in my mind to even say that I'm going to address that to her. Okay, because I can, because that's mine. Okay. So anyway, you know, it kept going on like that. I finally got it together. I finally fixed their whole downstairs up. When they came in for work, they loved it. They called me, oh, Mom, you did a good job downstairs. Oh, it's so pretty. You decorated pretty. The bathroom, I love the bathroom. I love the arts and stuff, the things that you made for the wall. We ain't even got to buy no pictures. You made all the beautiful pictures on the wall. Oh, Mom, you did a good job. And then he get on there, Mitch Kennedy, I love the way you did the downstairs. It's so beautiful. It is so pretty down here. We enjoyed it. This, that, and another. It is cool. You did a great job. Thank you so much. You know, they did. So I guess they bragged to his mother about it. So she comes over, you know, she looked at it and stuff my daughter said and everything. Oh, it is pretty and this, that, and another. Your mama did this. Your mama made this. This, my daughter was like, yeah, my mama did that. This, that, and another. Well, tell her that it's so pretty. It looks so beautiful down here. She did a good job. Like that. My daughter's like, I will. Tell her. I'm over there one day. She come in the door. You could just tell when a motherfucker ain't used to shit. You know, I'm already there. She come in the door, y'all. She just immediately went downstairs looking around. I guess she said, bitch, this is my son's shit too. This is his house, and I'm going to walk around his house just like this. But I'm used to shit. I wasn't tripping about walking around their house and all that shit. I be there at their house all the goddamn time. So, you know, you could just tell she ain't used to shit. She running around, looking around, going up and down the stairs, coming up the stairs and, you know, saying, hey to my kids, hey, y'all, like that. And, you know, and walking around. Now, the husband, he didn't come too much, but I found out she came a lot. You know, she was coming when they had to go to work. She was coming before they got up and went to work. She was there all the time, my daughter was telling me. You know what I'm saying? So she know they working. You know they got to sleep. So why you coming over there bothering these kids and they got to go to work and go to work and things like that? She just thirsty, looking all around and coming in, washing her hands and going in the refrigerator, getting something to drink. Like, bitch, we know that. I know this is your son's house just as well as my daughter's house. Okay, you could just feel that vibe. She just all on the back porch and walking in and looking around up and down the wall and, you know, looking up on top of the refrigerator, getting shit off the fridge. I'm like, this bitch act like she ain't used to shit. You know what I'm saying? What she was doing it over there in that other little apartment that they had, you know. But when she got it, they got it to this big, nice house. She really wanted to, you know, try to like push her weight around, letting her know like, yeah, this my son's crib too, and this is his house and everything, his stuff here too. Bitch, ain't nobody tripping on that shit. One thing you could say about us over here, we used to shit. Okay, we're used to shit. Okay, every place that I done had, me and my kids straight kept nice shit. We ain't never nothing that ain't used to nothing, but you could tell this motherfucker wasn't used to shit. You know, just frantic. Up and down the stairs she going. Up and down the stairs she doing. She just walking around up and down the stairs and in there talking to her son. He getting ready for work. She in there just talking to her son, just, you know, getting on his nerves. You could tell that he's been annoyed. You know what I mean? So I was like, y'all, I'm going to get ready to go. I leave. You know, I go. So I come back over there one day and shit, right? She there already. You know what I'm saying? So me and the kids come in, right? We get at the door. As soon as we get in the door, I know when I come to my daughter's house to take off your shoes because my daughter got that carpet that is so light that it look like it's white. Okay? So I know not to come in my daughter's house with my shoes on. It wasn't because my daughter said don't come in here with your shoes on. It was just out of the respect. Just out of respect for their home. Okay? So we come in and I always take off my shoes, me and the kids. So we come in the door, y'all. You this frantic motherfucker open the door. Little do you know, bitch, you ain't got to open the door for me because I got the key. Before, I can say anything to the kids, y'all can take y'all shoes off. Like that. And I looked at her. I said, keep y'all shoes on. And I came right on in my daughter's house with my shoes on, knowing that I don't do that. But bitch, since you said that we can take our shoes off like we're some fucking strangers in this motherfucking house, bitch, get the fuck on. I come upstairs and I'm like looking for my daughter. So I don't see her in the front room or in the kitchen. I know she in her room because her door is shut. So as I'm getting up the room, well, Kiki just got the shower. She just got the shower. I think she just got the shower. And then I looked at her ass and opened up the door and went straight in there. And slammed the door. Bitch, I don't give a fuck if she did just got off the goddamn moon. If she just got the shower and she buck ass naked, I'm going in there where she at. Bitch, you can't come up in here if she's in here buck ass naked. Okay? You don't tell me that my daughter just got the shower like you trying to tell me I need to wait till she gets. Bitch, if you don't get the fuck on, you got to understand this is mine here. This is mine. I raised this here, okay? And she didn't have any friends, y'all. So she thought my daughter was going to be her friend because she didn't socialize. She didn't have nobody she hang out with or none of that. All she was with was her husband, and she rarely seen her kid. So she figured she found her a kicking and partner, somebody can hang out, go dinner with, go out skate with, and all of that type of shit. That's fine and dandy, bitch. I'm seeing all this with her. I'm like saying to myself, this bitch really trying to make me jealous with my child. But you can't never make me jealous with nothing that I can't carry for 9 months. You can't never. Now I'm being nice, and I'm being nice because if I speak up, you gonna hear me, okay? So anyway, I just looked at the little poor, pitiful, sweat-faced bitch as a person that needed a friend because me, I got a social life, got a man, and everything. You know what I mean? New into my relationship, so I'm having a good time. You know what I'm saying? I stop by there. Hey, can y'all get the kid? Get the kid. Let me get him. Let me go. You know what I'm saying? That's where I was at. Okay. Okay, with my 2 young kids, baby, I'm still doing that. Hey, I'm about to get on a road trip. Me and my new guy, we going on a road trip. Y'all can get the kids. You know what I mean? I'm like that. I'm not, trying to find me a friend. You trying to find a friend in my daughter, okay? So I kind of saw that, she was trying to, call herself trying to will my daughter in to her. My daughter cared about her. She got mad respect about her because she loved her son. You get that? And that's all right with me, long as you treat my child good. That's all I say. Okay? Because don't let this pretty face and this smile fool your motherfucking ass. Okay? About mine, any of them. So anyway, y'all, it went on like that for a long time, So, they had never had my food before. So her son, man, Miss Candy, I love the food. Oh, you make some good food. I love the way it tastes. Oh, you got some good food, man. So, he go home and brag to his mom and daddy how I am such a good cook. And baby, I tip my hat. I give it to me. Anyway, y'all, it ended up Jay and Kiki fell out about something. Y'all, they end up going their own ways. Recently, I was at the store recently. So I go to the store. Now, I got a whole different car. I'm not even in the car that she had. But she still got the same car that we used to have. So I jump out of my car. You know what I'm saying? I jump out of my car. And baby, she locked in on me. And I looked at her, baby. And I threw my ass in the air, and then baby, I was and she stared at me, and I turned around and looked, and she was still looking, baby, and I was giving it to her ass, like, yeah, bitch, we still here, we ain't going nowhere, we still here, okay? And she wouldn't say shit to me, and y'all know damn well I wasn't gonna say nothing to her. Still got that mullet ass hairstyle on, but in a different color. I'm like, I know damn well these wigs been played out since the late 80s. Now, why is she still wearing this shit? Face still sweating like motherfucker sweat box. When I say sweat, y'all, you know how you just spritz some water on your face and your face is really wet? That's how her face is. No towel or nothing. You know you sweat like that. Keep your rag, like my granddaddy said, keep your rag to wipe your face off and shit. She didn't even have that, y'all. But anyway, she gave me a fucked up look and I gave her a fucked up look. And I just kept it moving, y'all. And she went in the store. I was on my way out the store. You know what I mean? And that's just that. You know, from time to time, I still see her, you know, around the way. I see the husband around the way. You know, now that I got a different car, they don't know that, you know, I can see them, but they don't know it's me in my car. You know what I mean? But yeah, that was life, and it goes on. Like I always tell my kids, you know, nothing never lasts forever. You know, somehow, you know, it break apart, you know, things, you know, it don't. Nothing never lasts forever. But, you know, that was it, y'all, with the story, you know what I mean? I didn't want to, I went longer than I had to, y'all, because my camera stopped, y'all, so I had to restart all over again. So, y'all, I'm going to go ahead and get up off of this story, y'all. But, yeah, that's the end of the story. Just remember, baby, at the end of the day, you know what? Keep teaching your kids. Keep loving on your kids. Keep talking to kids. My kids are grown as hell, but I still check in on them. What's up? What you doing? How you doing? This, that, another. Hey, call me when you need me. Call me when you don't need me. I'm always gonna be here for you. As long as I'm on this earth, I'm gonna be here for my kids. You know what I mean? And like I said, hey, it's just what it is, y'all. So in the meantime, between time, y'all, God bless, and y'all stay safe. All right, y'all. Peace. Bye bye.